Alright, it is August 30th, 2021. I am watching, there's something now, sounds to me in flat English as Ragnorok. It may intonate differently elsewhere. I do not know. I cannot say for sure. But this is a new series, and that's the color striation. It's Netflix is what they have delivered for New Boy. Now I'm going to put it on, but the first piece, it's Sam, SAM Productions. I don't know if that's Uncle Sam reference, but they do make a reference, because I watched a good portion of it, and then I rewound it in good fashion of studious whatever, to replay it and make a memo. But they mention a piece which actually sounded very familiar in a working memory, but that is a linguistical construct that I reserve for. In the beginning of the show, they speak of Norse mythology, which I don't have access to in New York. They don't teach such things. This is on that new diet of disgusting filth, on some fat boy whatever. So on there, it speaks of the gods and then the giants. I happen to live in a territory that has a football team, but football comes in a brown sack that's about yay big, and it's brown. It looks like a roast beef that they throw, and that's what football is in this America Nord. So with the Central American, the South American, and something in a new hybrid situation called a Latin American. Confusing. I really think they're more like Mediterranean, but hey, what do I know? In looks and eyesores. So now they also mention on the show about like I own a mountain. Right, there's a cooperative of generations of ancestors, and when your family owns a mountain, you are usually thought of as one of the gods, and you usually get higher priority on being listened to. Now, originally, I always stare at the human, including the two that sent for me, Linda and Lou, and I look at them with blinking eyes like I'm waiting for it. What do you got, human? Show me. And they usually fall flat every time they open their mouth. So I have no earnings, no learned, no respect for either of them in for real. But somewhere in the matrix, it's important for someone. So you go be that someone. I own a mountain cooperative, stuff to do, and currently the giants are hurting my godly speed. So I'm in Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. Who's that? Oh, you're back? Yeah. All right. Pieces of flesh I could do without and would not lose sleep. So that's their definition in the first piece. The definition of the end of the world. It's defined on Netflix. But they do not make a sound. The great battle between the gods and the giants. That's like me every day looking in this America. Like, I got nothing. When I stayed in Italy, it's the Dolomite, Dolmite, and it's the Trecime, which is the mountain that my ancestors, or Lewis's ancestors, were from in Italy, but I believe it was at one point Austrian, because it's on the Austrian-Italy border. So that's important. But for some reason, I got sent astrologically, cosmologically, and gastroenterology into New York, which has Catskills Mountains. But I don't have a date on those, and I don't know who's working the cooperative with the humans. And I have no way of, or person who would even know how to research such things. I asked questions to Linda, and she can't be bothered. I mean, she even said in front of Alexander and Benjamin yesterday, she's like, where do you come up with these things? She's like, and why? What's the purpose? I'm like, I don't know, Linda. I haven't found your purpose in my entire life. For me, it was to ask questions of you and your generation. You never have answers and get annoyed that I ask such questions. Hence, the dumb, fucking useless Linda, Lou, and their entire, I don't know what, concierge service of handing me a big boulder of shit and expecting, like, what? I don't know. So, let me think about this. I'm trying to think. So, there's a memory somewhere of members and cooperative that shed whatever this is and apparate elsewhere and then coordinate to have what I call vericaton. So at least there's a meeting with visual reference. So that way when I come back, like this is my day label. It's the born identity. That's Nicole Cattaruzza. And what a chronicle episodal. I mean, it's an episode problem. It's like epidermis. It's surface problem. EPIDERMAL and EPISODE. I don't know how else to characterize it. If it's a chapter, there was an epilogue. That's what I'm doing for my people at We Own a Mountain in Ancestry for thousands of years. The closest one to where my life spark, supposedly, according to Linda, came from the Dolomite region, which is Cortina Valley and Misorina, which sounds like Les Miserables to me in Alpini, but whatever on that. So that happened, but I have no access to them because they're in like worlds away in like, I can't swim, I can't walk to that mountain range, and I don't recognize any of the faces around here and the mountain range. While I can walk there technically over a bridge, it would be through, yeah, it would not work. Not in this storyline. Besides the fact, why should I have to walk to the nearest mountain range? Is there not one helpful man you have on the planet that can travel? I mean, seriously. Let's be honest. I know what owns the mountains, and they would be insulted by even having to be asked. Usually they they take it upon themselves in alpha territory. I don't know why I'm in a sigma alpha gamma and I'm in a delta alpha gamma all by myself. Like, all right, do I just pretend I'm not in a Brussels sprout attached to an artichoke, and the artichoke being like the theater is having way too much voyage fun on this voyage and like refuses to come and actually be useful? Like, usually like the alpha group, they don't like to be called unhelpful, but I have no choice. At suicide, genocide, homicide, in any order, doesn't fucking matter. It's what's going on. And I got real shit to do. I own part of the cooperative in the mountain. We could be doing this privately, but instead you want me to come out in public. I really don't understand. And then you temper and anger in all sorts of ways and break more shit. And not like the good kind of shit. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. I need Mountain Club for Sigma direction.